What up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Ooh, okay, look, you know how those people like have that music playing and then like the screen's like flashing? Okay, is there any music playing? Okay, I don't know if there's any music playing, y'all. There's probably some country. Turn it off. Turn it off, man. I know you're playing that crap. I don't know what's playing, but we gonna get out. Okay, stop. No, I'm not like that, but that's cool. Okay, it's all good. We're going to be looking at 5 players. We need to think of a new intro, so if y'all got something for me, let me know. We're going to be talking about 5 players that I think the Lions could potentially trade this offseason or kind of like next season too. I have a couple of controversial ones on here, so let's get into it. I'm not saying in this video that I believe these guys will get traded, but I am saying that if I had to pick some of the guys that would have the better chance of being traded or bigger names of being traded, these are the guys. So let's get into it. Coming in number 5, Matthew Stafford. Now, Matthew Stafford has been trash. He is probably the worst quarterback. I'm just kidding. Y'all knew I was kidding. Dang it, I didn't sell that well. Okay, stop. Not Matthew Stafford. Actually, we're going to go with Marvin Jones Jr. Now, I did have him at 3 initially. The order doesn't really matter, but I thought it'd make it more better by putting him in at 5. So Marvin Jones Jr. comes in number 5. Yes, I know more better is not how you say stuff. He is currently now on IR with the Detroit Lions, and I don't see him being traded. I really don't see this happening. I know a couple of people have talked about it. That's really the main reason I have him on here. Marvin Jones Jr., he's on IR, but he's had an outstanding year. He's 29 years old. He's kind of aging, but he's still balling. I mean, the stats tell you that, hey, man, this dude's good to go. I mean, if you look at his numbers, 62 receptions, over 700 receiving yards, 9 touchdowns. The numbers are just off the charts, especially for his age. Now, a lot of pressure does get taken off of him with Kenny Galladay, so this is a great duo. I love Marvin Jones. I hope he doesn't go anywhere. Marvin Jones' personality is great. He can sing, so that's cool because I can't do it, so I need him to do the singing. I like Marvin Jones. I hope he doesn't get traded. I really don't, but I've heard people talk about it, so I thought, I'd just throw it on here because I didn't do 5. I can't do 4, that's kind of weird. Also, he does have his contract that goes through 2020, so he will be here next year unless the Lions decide to trade him. So I thought I would give you that little nugget. All right, coming in at number 4. Now, because I did that, to switch this around a bit, coming in number 4, I have Jarrad Davis, now our middle linebacker. Now, Jarrad Davis is kind of a weird one, right? This guy was drafted just back in 2017 in the first round. In 2017, this was our first round draft pick out of Florida. Now I'm talking about trading him. Now I don't think it will happen necessarily, but I wouldn't be too surprised if it did. Many people think Jarrad Davis hasn't really lived up to the expectations, and he's been super inconsistent. He misses a lot of sacks, which is true, unfortunately. He does get back there. He just misses on a lot of them. I love his energy, his motor, everything like that. What you want his demeanor to be, it's amazing. He's perfect that way, but he does make some mistakes on the field. He's not the best coverage guy, so maybe this happens. I don't know. Again, he's not a very old player. He does have another year left on his contract, so it's not like there's any reason that he has to go anywhere. But he has been pretty inconsistent as a player. Now, if you guys remember back in 2018, he put up the big numbers, 100 tackles. He hit the 100 tackle mark. I think it was 5 sacks. I think that's what it was. I didn't exactly check. But now this year, there's been definitely a drop-off. Okay, now everybody's had to miss games due to injuries. So I'm not going to put it solely on him. When there's injuries around you, it does make it harder to perform. So I would give him that. He's kind of had a roller coaster ride. I think he's, he started pretty good. Then he had a little bit of a drop-off. And then he played good in Pro Football Focus. And Pro Football Focus was like, dang, this dude's balling. Then he dropped off again. So I think he's a little bit like this as a player. In 2019, which is this season, he has 63 tackles and only 2 sacks. So the numbers just really aren't there. But at the same time, injuries, missing a lot of players around you, those 2 things can really affect you. And it seems like Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn do like this guy, and that's important because obviously they're going to be here next year. I pretty much can guarantee that. So I think it is important that they do like him. That definitely helps his chances. But this is also a guy, being that young, he's super young, drafted 2017. He probably still has the potential. You could definitely get something in return for him. Now, the only thing I'd be scared of is he goes somewhere else and he balls out like Kyle Van Noy is. I mean, that's very likely. So I don't know. Maybe that's good for him, though, because it is kind of nice to see that. When a guy struggles one place, he's able to go somewhere else and he thrives. It is still kind of nice to see that. It's like, all right, unless he was like a jerk to our team, then that is not cool. I'm like, nah, go away. Don't ever come back. Sorry, Jarrad Davis ain't like that. I really love how Jarrad Davis plays, so it would hurt me personally to see him go. It really would because I love the play style that he brings, but he has been kind of inconsistent. Next up, we have Snacks Harrison, Damon Harrison. Now, Damon Harrison, one of those guys that in most people's eyes took a pretty big drop-off this season, has not had the same season as he has in past years, or at least last year with us. He came in right off the trade, and it was like, wow, Snacks Harrison, you just completely changed around our run defense. This year, not the same. Again, injuries have struck everybody, not only him, but everybody on the defensive line, so that definitely takes a little bit of way. He was extended. Okay, he was extended back in the offseason, so keep that in mind. It's kind of weird to trade a player after you just extended him, but we've seen that happen. We've seen it with Diggs. We've seen it happen. So I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm so surprised if he gets traded. I can see it happening. He's also 31 years old, so you just never know. But Snacks Harrison was that guy when he first came. It was really good, and he's just taking a big drop off this year. So the question really is it his injuries and the guys around him, and it's just an unlucky year, or is it just that he's aging and it's catching up to him and he's just not the same player anymore? That's the real question. He has shown some good games this season. I will give him that. It's not like he's been terrible all year. Stats haven't been great. Again, he's missed a lot of games. 36 tackles, 2.5 sacks. You're not going to get a lot of a player when they don't play a lot. So there you go. He comes in number 3. He was a big run stuffer. We'll see if he can get back to it. If he is next year, we'll see if he gets traded. That should be an interesting one. Next up, coming in number 2 is a guy that I'd be sad if he got traded, and that is old Big Play Slate. I like Big Play Slate personally, but this one would not surprise me at all. If there's one guy on this list that I would not be surprised gets traded, it is Darius Slay. He's 28 years old, got another year on his contract, but man, I don't know. For some reason, for me, I believe that the Lions are going to move on from him. I will be sad. I will sit here and I will be sad. Not as sad if it was Stafford, but I'll be sad, okay? I won't cry, but I might want to. Hold up, y'all. Can we edit this out, please? Look, y'all, I won't cry, okay? You're not going to edit it out. Look, my eyes are watering. Stop. Okay, he's 20 years old. He's had a down season, I guess you could say. But my thing is, when we look at all these defensive players, it's hard to find a defensive player that's had an up season. So it's like, yeah, I mean, he's had a down season. This guy's had a down season, but so many players have had down seasons. It's almost like it was just that kind of year for our defense, and that worries me. But at the same time, it's kind of like, okay, I can't put too much on him and say, hey, look, Darius Slay, you are the problem. Or say, Snacks, you are the problem. Or Jared Davis, you are the problem. Because all of these guys are struggling. Or maybe they're just all the problem. I don't know. Hasn't had the same year. He has had 2 interceptions this year, so that's nice. We'll see if he's here again for next year. I will be sad, like I said, if he is traded. Okay, he's one of my favorite players, Big Play Slay. I couldn't imagine seeing this with another team. That would hurt my soul. It really would. We'll see what happens. I would like to see Darius Slay here next year, but if he gets traded, I can't say I'd be completely shocked. Finally, coming in number 1 is Kerryon Johnson. Now, this one's kind of weird. Okay, this could happen. It's kind of weird. Injuries are the main reason for this one. Very young player once again. I think some people want to see him at least get another year. Very young player, drafted in the 2nd round out of Auburn, talented when he came in. He showed his first year. This dude is insanely talented. Went down with an injury at the end of the year. We heard, oh, he's fine. You know, he can come back if we were competing. This year, same story, gets hurt, but he gets hurt earlier. Now he's looking to come back now, and they're saying, hey, you know, he might come back for these last 2 weeks, which is kind of pointless because, you know, we're not playing for anything. But at the same time, you also want to play football. I get it. If someone wants to go back on the field, I understand. And also, you know, maybe he is playing for a job. Maybe he's like, I don't want to trade it, because if you look at his numbers before he went down, 92 carries, 308 yards, that's 3.3 yards per carry. That's not beautiful. And we know Bo Scarborough, since he's come in, he's looked really, really good, and he looks like a future running back for the Lions. So we'll see if he gets traded. If he did, I think you would get a lot in return for this guy. Maybe. I mean, the injuries are definitely a concern for other teams trading, so we'll see. You just have to find the right team that needs a running back, and maybe you go draft another one. I don't know. Ty Johnson, and you rock with Ty Johnson, J.D. McKissick, and Bo. Maybe you draft another guy. I don't know. But I could see this happening. Can't say I want to see it happen. Very young player. He has a lot of potential. He's shown us a lot of good things. It's just super unfortunate he's injured. Maybe the solution is just give him less carries. Keep him around. Make him not your number 1 running back. I mean, I understand everybody wants to be, but maybe split it up. Maybe make him the number 2 running back, because he's explosive. He can make a lot of big plays, but the injuries are really what sets him back. So hopefully he can be healthy after this season. We'll see what happens. He should play in the last 2 games. I'm thinking he might. So there you go. Let me hear your thoughts, comments below. Again, I don't know if any of these guys are going to get traded. I really just want to put them on a list. I don't like seeing anybody get traded personally. It makes me sad. It hurts my stomach when I see players get traded. But I thought I'd put together this just to start a little bit of, I don't know, maybe just conversation in the comments. Oh, maybe this guy get traded. Here's what I'd get for him. Here's what you think we would get. Either way, thank you, Part, for watching. Make sure you check out tonight's live stream, Friday Night Live, and I'm out.